Got a little weekday update for the Stamp Tramps. We're going to honor fallen actor, postal worker turned national hero, and we're going to learn what Diddy does to snitches, and it's more than stitches.
In current news, the live-action Snow White movie has been released in theaters. It's currently bombing at the box office, and some blame wokeness, others blame racism, but I blame the fact that it's been released in theaters. In NFL news, after getting traded to the New York Giants, Russell Wilson's set to become the first NFL quarterback in history to die from being sacked. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is hesitant to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers due to outdated training facilities. He says they lack essential equipment such as cold plunges, saunas, and ayahuasca shaman. Finally, the Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker, reportedly excited for the 2025 season, says he plans on taking ass and kicking names. Welcome to Attempted Delivery.
Indianapolis! John Dick and Cheese.
Welcome back, Stamp Tramps, to Attempted Delivery, your trusted news source. The most trusted news source in the central Pennsylvania area.
Yeah, by far, probably.
Indeed. That was just a subtle thing I just thought about. I think you know what I'm talking about. I think some other people listening might know what I'm talking about too.
I didn't, but now I do.
It just came to me.
Yeah.
What do we got going on this week? First off, shout out Val Kilmer.
Hell yeah. I barely know who that is.
Really?
I mean, I know the name, and I'm sure I've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
100%.
Look up a picture of this
Yeah,
guy.
you're gonna be like, oh, that guy.
Yeah. How old was he? Was he old? I didn't think he was that old.
60s at least.
Oh wow, that's crazy for a rich person.
Well, he had throat cancer. He was battling throat cancer since 2014.
Jeez, that's
so 11
wild.
years. So in the newer Top Gun, he was the guy who he went to talk to with the throat thing, and then the next scene was his funeral. Like,
oh, geez,
I actually laughed out loud. That movie was so fucking bad.
Oh, really?
But yeah, there was a scene where he goes and talks to him because I guess he was in the original Top Gun also.
Okay.
The not Tom Cruise guy. So Tom Cruise goes and talks to him, and they have this like heartfelt moment, and then it was like, boom, funeral. Like, he cut right to the funeral. I was like, God damn.
I know it's an hour and a half, but damn, you could fucking.
Tom Cruise literally brought him back for like a 30-second scene, and then boom, funeral.
It's in the contract. He had to have some screen time.
And it's like, dude's actually been dying for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was kind of respectful, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in Batman Forever. The one with Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Jim Morrison, he played in The Doors. He played Jim Morrison and actually did the vocals in the movie.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
I heard. I always hear him like up. He's like up there and like top actors of all time for sure.
I was in Willow, Heat, which Heat is an interesting movie.
Yeah.
I was going to try to come up with like a whole bit about it, or like when I was thinking about doing like a podcast talking about movies or something, like way back in the day, I was thinking like I could simultaneously make a case for Heat being an amazing movie
or a terrible movie
and a terrible movie. I could literally like just parallel and tell you why the scene is like amazing and why the scene is dumb as fuck. But it's still an entertaining movie. Like, you know, everybody loves that movie. But anyway, yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff and just a cool actor. They did a couple years ago, there was a documentary, I think it was just called Val, that he talked about his early career and stuff like that, and then like getting sick and stuff like that. But yeah, shout out Val Kilmer.
Damn. Yeah, rest
wish
in
it
peace,
was April. That was April Fool's, but it was.
That was real.
On April 1st. Yeah.
Oh, it was April 1st. Too.
It was on
I
April
didn't realize
1st.
that.
Yeah. So I wish it was April Fool's, but I mean, I know it's so cliche, but at least he's not like suffering anymore. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
for
Like,
sure. I mean, yeah, I hope he was. I mean, since 2014, that's a long time. It's actually really surprising how many of these movies I have not seen.
Really?
A lot I haven't seen.
Name them.
I mean, there's so many. Like, I don't remember Top Gun at all.
Right.
I may have seen Tombstone years ago.
Right.
But, like, the Batman I have seen, but Willow I've never seen, right. Heat.
He was, I think, a good Batman. I mean, for sure, better Batman than George Clooney. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think. Right. Top Secret, The Saint, Prince of Egypt.
Top Secret was funny.
Yeah.
Top Secret was
Real
funny.
Genius, Ghost in the Darkness, Deja Vu. I feel like I remember.
Yeah.
I haven't seen like very many of these at all.
Did you ever see the Doors movie?
No.
It's fucking good.
No, Alexander, Kill the Irishman. No, yeah, I haven't seen many.
I think Oliver Stone did the Doors movie, and I the actual Doors, like Ray Manzarek, who's the keyboard player. That I know they weren't super happy with the movie.
Really,
I think he did take some liberties, and I mean it's a movie, so they have to like sensationalize some stuff, and like, but it was more about his drug use, and then just. Was turned into just alcoholism, and he was just kind of like more of like a drunken buffoon.
Yeah.
Whereas in real life, he was more artistic, more of a poet, more of a.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can see why they wouldn't be thrilled about that.
Right. They weren't super happy with it, but it's still a great movie and a great performance. He nails.
Yeah, it's not Val Kilmer's fault. So.
Right. He nails. The dialogue and just the mannerisms and the vocals.
Yeah.
He nailed it. Even the Doors said like him singing, it was like Jim singing, like, for sure. So yeah, cool. Shout out Val Kilmer.
Hell yeah.
I want to honor a national hero of a postal worker real quick before we move on. Sorry, I always takes me so long to pull up. Okay. I believe this is in Vermont. The Berlin Police Department responded to an aggravated assault at the U.S. Post Office located within the Berlin Mall on Saturday, March 15th.
The Berlin Mall is really funny to me.
There's a joke there, but I'm not gonna do it. So the post office is a branch of the Montpelier Post Office, opened last year after a July flood. Okay, so according to police, an altercation occurred between two employees during which Alonzo Wood, 49, of Plainfield, allegedly used pepper spray against her supervisor following a verbal dispute. Nice.
Well, that's some restraint, right?
Yeah.
You didn't hit her.
Well, no, it didn't say who the supervisor was, or if it was male or female, but it was it was a woman. It doesn't say. I'm assuming she was a clerk or something. It doesn't say what.
Yeah, Carrie would never do that.
Right. So I mean, at least, like you said, it is restraint. I mean, at least she didn't like shoot them. Like,
yeah.
And it was like.
We're all about breaking stereotypes here on this podcast,
right? And I mean, the post office does issue us pepper spray.
Is it dog spray too?
Well, yeah, I mean that's what it is.
It's
pepper spray. So she would just used the
dog spray,
on the supervisor.
I actually think dog spray and stuff is actually less strong than pepper spray because, like I've heard that bear spray is less like intense than human pepper spray.
Oh wow!
Because it's for the bear's sake, because bears can't wash their face. So it's like, no, that's okay. I'm okay with the bear not being able to wash its face. I don't want it to be able to like clean itself off quickly.
There's also something to be said about that whole thing with like the women choosing the bear.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we need the stronger pepper spray for the men.
It's very true. Yeah, that's hilarious.
We don't want to hurt the bear.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt the bear. The bear's
just
honest.
being a bear.
Yeah. Bear's doing its job. Men are just dogs. No, yeah. Apparently, like the animal in like the stuff intended for animals is usually weaker than like human. Yeah, which I guess Yeah, I can see why you'd want the strongest for humans, but like for bear, could we maybe get? I think it can be okay.
Right.
I can't imagine the bear's gonna die. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
And
maybe
it is trying to eat you if you're spraying.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's close enough to spray, it's not like a good situation. Jim Gaffigan has that joke, and he has like a joke about that. He's like, the guy pulls out like he's on like a walk or whatever on a tour, and the guy like pulls out like a bear flare, and he's like, or either that or it was spray, and he's like, oh, do you have anything stronger like a bear gun? Like it's just a funny thing. Like I'm good. I'm not gonna use spray. This is crazy. Sorry. I think sometimes like when you go hunting, if you go bear hunting, like you can't like take guns with you if you're not. You can only take the gun that you're hunting with. Like you're not allowed to. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that if you're like bow hunting, you are not allowed to have a firearm on you.
Huh.
And if you do, it has to be like a certain type because people are assholes and they'll hunt with the gun instead of the bow or whatever, or they'll hunt with like not a rifle, like a handgun or something. So like you're not even allowed to do. I'm like, I'm good on that. I don't need to be hunting. Like I've always kind of been like interested in hunting, but if I can't carry a gun to defend myself from the bear.
Right.
I don't care if I'm deer hunting. I want a handgun on me. Like I don't just want a bolt action rifle. Like no, I'm okay. Yeah, I don't need to be out there with fucking grizzly bears and just like a bow and arrow. Like,
and I don't want to victim blame here, but it doesn't say what the supervisor did, but.
I'm okay. I'm comfortable. I've 9 years in. I'm comfortable with the supervisor. Might have been asking for it.
Right. What were they wearing?
Yeah.
Anything else going on this week with you?
No, I don't think so. Nothing that grand.
I ruined another kid's story. Just like a little simple nursery rhyme.
Oh, really?
I was reading it to the kid. It's everyone knows it. It's raining. It's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went.
Oh, that's a story.
Well, it's just like a nursery rhyme.
Sure,
nursery rhyme. You threw me off. It's raining. It's pouring. Old man is snoring. Went to bed. Bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning. And I immediately was like, Bob Saget. I'm like,
he would appreciate
that's so
that.
Sad. Yeah.
Get a guitar. Is he gay in the song too? Rest in peace, Bob Saget. I had a joke about Bob's, and it never worked.
Really?
Not once. Not even close to working. Like I forget even what it was. It was about the NFL and like how they're, man, I can't remember how it went. It was about, it was about like Rihanna's doing the Super Bowl. So, man, I can't remember that joke to save my life. Yeah. And I thought it was so funny. And I thought it was one of those where I'm like, it was topical. So I'm like, oh, I need to get this on like a clip or something. You know what I mean? And the joke never worked. I'm like, well, it's not funny. So I guess it's not going to be a clip. That's the same thing with the, like the Snow White thing. I tried to do a bit about that a year ago, like when they announced the movie, and I mean, I might as well say it on here because it's never worked. It's not gonna work. I've completely given up on it. I'm surprised that I don't even it's even in my phone anymore. But it's just like I just think it's funny that because one of the things people would complain about was like about the original movie. I mean, I would just say, like, I think it's hilarious that people are even concerned about a Disney movie, but I do think it's funny when people talk about the original, they say it's problematic because what's it called? The prince didn't ask Snow White for consent to kiss her. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. I thought the problematic part was when they tried to kill a little girl. I thought that was the problematic part of the movie.
Right.
And then she was also 14 in that movie.
Right.
So that mirror needs to be fucking checked out. Like he said she was the fairest of them all. That's not. Yeah. And then like when she bit the apple in the movie, like she was making a wish. Like the witch lied and said the apple would grant her a wish. She literally asked to be reunited with the prince. Like, I know you're not supposed to say this, but isn't that literally asking for it? I don't. And then, Yeah, I just thought it would be funny if they, instead of remaking it, they can make a sequel where it's like a modern version where she becomes like a toxic feminist and then has to find a way to like dump the prince, even though he saved her life. They're like, listen, I know you saved my life, but I saw you trip over one of the dwarves the other day and it really gave me the ick. I can't.
And then it comes out that she used all the dwarves as slave labor to make clothes and shit.
It was a scandal. It was like the Lululemon or some shit. I don't think
or to make mirrors.
Yes, it's never even come close to work. I mean, it's gotten like chuckles, and I'm like, this sucks. Whatever, I fucking give up. It's one of those jokes that I thought was fun. Maybe it's to be a funnier sketch or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah,
I'll give it to Zach Jack. Here, you make a sketch out of this. Put on a blonde wig. It'll be fun.
What was I gonna say with I had a joke I was actually gonna say to Bob Saget. Before he died, he had a podcast, and you could call in, just ask. And he would talk to random people. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Just, and I was like, it was the pandemic, and we were delivering mail and shit like that. So I was like, that is interesting. But I specifically wanted to ask him. I think we talked about this with Damian Robinson because he was talking about Bob Saget. But I on two separate podcasts, I think I said this on the pod. Jim Carrey and Bob Saget each said that Rodney Dangerfield's widow gave them his weed box and like his pipe and stuff like that. And I thought it would be hilarious if like he was trolling from the grave, like giving like 20 people like this very special thing that they think is just for them. So, but I wanted to ask Bob Saget about that because I've heard on two separate podcasts that they talked about this.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to, I had a plan that of a joke that I thought he would enjoy, and I was going to say like, oh, you know, between you and me, which twin gave the better hand job?
Yeah.
And then if he plays along and says one, Mary Kate or Ashley was like, no, between Nikki and Alex. Yeah. The other, boy twins on the show. And I think he would have appreciated that.
That is pretty funny.
I thought it was pretty funny.
And that's the only time you could use that joke.
Right. But he never called me back.
Yeah. Oh, damn. You were waiting by the phone.
I know. But yeah, I got nothing else on that. It was just another kid's story where I'm reading and I just like my brain goes to the darkest place and I can't help it.
That's pretty funny. That's a good one though. I think you'd appreciate that too.
Yeah. I think so. You still doing keto?
No, I'm done. I'm fucking free. Yeah.
Nice.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say we just checked out this place right over in Columbia. It's called Nouveau Tea, and it's a little Vietnamese sandwich and coffee shop.
Oh,
and you know me, I love Asian food, but I had never actually had a banh mi sandwich.
Oh yeah, is it banh mi or banh mai?
Banh mi.
Okay. Is that chicken?
It can be.
Okay.
It basically translates to bread, so it's just a sandwich. So they have different proteins. You can do pork, chicken. They even have a meatball one, and then typically it has like pickled vegetables.
Okay.
And sometimes it has like a pate on it, which I was kind of like nervous about, but it's not always liver.
Yeah.
But
it could be beef or. Yeah,
but sometimes it is. But you can ask for it without, and you can get jalapenos on it or not. And it was just really goddamn good. And I was like, I gotta tell him. I was like, shit, he's not eating bread now. But the bread's amazing, and like the sandwich is pretty awesome. The tea was really good. I'm hoping they come with like a lower caffeine option. You can either like whatever tea flavor you want, and they do the bubble tea and all that. I just got like a regular lemon tea. And it was either oolong or black, and I chose black, and I was like zooted.
Oh yeah,
I was like, whoa.
I gotta try that. It sounds good. Yeah, I've never had any of those. I've never had those bubble teas either.
I haven't either. I just wanted to try their regular tea. Yeah. It was really damn good.
They have like the pearls or whatever in them, right? Yeah. See that I'm weird. That feels like it's gonna be a weird texture, and I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah.
But I would be willing to try somebody else's, like one sip, and then.
Right. But just the plain tea by itself was good. But I was like, I can tell them about this sandwich place for when you're eating bread now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's funny that's funny specifically because so Saturday we went to break my everything, my fucking keto and my sober fast or whatever you want to call it. We went to the Horse Inn in Lancaster because it's been a while since we were there. and they had a banh.
I've heard good places. Heard good things.
Oh,
about
it's
that place.
fantastic. Yeah, it's really good. It's like I always hate trying to describe places because I don't want to like be like offensive, but it's like upscale, casual. It's like it's not fine dining, but it's like I think it's called upscale. I think that's the genre that I'm trying to.
Kind of like First Post.
Yes, I would slightly higher. I would say.
Okay.
But mostly just because they change up the menu a little bit more often. But yes, basically the First Post. They're yeah, it's probably good. I would say I always called Revival Social Club the York Horse Inn just because I knew about the Horse Inn first. Now the Revival Social Club went out of it. Well, they retired that location or whatever, so they're not going to be there anymore. But they have a banh mi sandwich. Right. Is that what it was? Banh mi? Which
banh
one?
mi.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot which one I was wrong about. I didn't get it though, but I got these ravioli. Yeah, I went all the way off the rails. I was like, I fucking
Zach Jack put the ravioli in your head, didn't he?
Yep. I was thinking about him every bite. But it was this it was these raviolis, and I think there was like it must have been what's normally in them ricotta. I think it was ricotta and like sweet potato. It might not even been ricotta. I'm not sure. I kind of forget. But it was like sweet potato raviolis in a blue cheese fondue sauce with like onions. I forget what else. It was fantastic. It was so good because I was looking at that and I'm like, that sounds crazy. I don't know if I'm in the mood because you gotta be for me. I have to be in the mood for like blue cheese.
Right.
It's not often that I'm in the mood for like that. It's a strong flavor. How do you even like you like blue cheese?
I love blue cheese. Hell yeah.
And I was like, I just was really undecided. And then the waitress asked me first what I wanted. So I'm like, the ravioli.
That's the worst.
Yeah,
I'm always like, come to me last.
That's always what I do.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I do.
I'm the most indecisive fuck with a menu.
Yeah. So am I. And especially when it's like, I don't know what I'm in the mood for.
Right.
If I know, like if I want a burrito, that's easy. Or if I want sushi, that's not a problem. But
I would say you made the right move not getting the banh mi. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah. But like, if at least the first one, get it like at an actual. Well, like, place.
And they're like the horses. It's like they're phenomenal with. They're very like unique and stuff. So they would have done it justice, whatever it was.
Right.
But yeah, it might not be as traditional as I'm not sure. Right. But so I just got that, and I'm like, well, we're about to find out if I'm in the mood for blue cheese. But it was actually a really mild blue cheese flavor. So kind of it worked out. It was like not. It didn't taste like if you put blue cheese like just on top of a burger or something.
Right.
But yeah, no, that was so I did that. And what did I do? Oh, that's right. On Sunday, so there's this spot in like I guess it's like a Philadelphia place, but so you know like a tomato pie is basically a pizza with no cheese.
Right.
So she saw on this place in Philly, I think does it. But she saw on like TikTok or something so you take one of those like a square or a rectangle like tomato pie and then you fry chicken like chicken breast and you put that on the pizza and use the pizza as bread for a chicken like fried chicken and then mozzarella. So it's like a basic
chicken parm basically.
It's basically a chicken parm with like pizza. Dude, it was so fucking good. It was fantastic. I had like the leftovers today. It was fantastic.
Is it like, I mean, I understand the idea of it, but like, is it better than just like a chicken parm sub? Like,
yes. Okay. Just because it's the pizza bread. You know what I mean? It's like pizza dough as opposed to a sub roll.
I gotcha.
It's like real soft. And then the pizza was really good too. It was just like a really good, doughy pizza. Yeah, it was.
I've always heard like the tomato pie is really good. And it's like, I don't know. I'm sure
cheese. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, pizza exists. Like,
yeah, it is pizza. It's just one step removed. It's just add cheese. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, specifically the sauce on this pizza was like really, I'm still going to call it a pizza. I don't care. It's a pizza.
It's got to be good if that's the only thing on it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I guess.
For sure. Yeah. But yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, it was so good. I'm trying to think. I still haven't had sushi or burrito yet.
Nice.
But it's only been like 4 days, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, I need to have some sushi. I'm overdue.
Yeah.
So I did mention up top.
Yeah, speaking of that PDF file mirror.
Yeah.
That'd have been a good segue. Speaking of the mirror.
The headline is pretty benign. Like, man claims in lawsuit he was sexually assaulted at Diddy party allegedly attended by Beyonce, Jay-Z, LeBron James, and the Estefans.
Estefans, okay. Yeah. I was like, who are they?
Estefan. Anyway.
The fashion.
But that had...
The fashion?
Gloria Estefan.
Oh, okay.
Was a singer.
Okay, yes, yeah.
So this was for Christian King Combs' birthday in April 2015. I don't know. Is that?
It's probably his kid.
That's even worse that it was a kid's birthday party.
Yeah, because that Combs. His name's Sean Combs.
Yeah. But that makes it even worse. So this was for like a kid's birthday party, or your son's birthday party, because the headline is pretty benign. A man accused Sean Diddy Combs of sexual assault claims in a new lawsuit that he was paraded around the mogul's home while being made to wear a penis mask and encountered Beyonce, Jay-Z, LeBron James, and other celebrity attendees at a party. He alleged that he was drugged and taken to a home in Miami, owned by Gloria and Emilio.
Jeez.
And then Gloria was trying to call an ambulance because he saw he was probably like all drugged up and running around with a penis mask. Emilio allegedly ushered her away. And then the guy said he briefly saw LeBron James in a hallway, who remarked, "Y'all better do something about that." Which, I mean, sure. Complaint alleges then that he was taken via an underground tunnel to Combs' mansion by a former porn star. So there's apparently tunnels going between the Estefans and Diddy. And then he alleges that he regained partial consciousness, found him in a room with Jay-Z and Beyonce, the latter of whom expressed confusion and asked why a half-naked man with a sex toy strapped to his face was standing in front of her. One of the other defendants named in the suit allegedly responded that it was a punishment and that Diddy wants him to see what we do to snitches. But so I understand, I guess, like the embarrassment, like the punishment, but it's like it's wild to just invite like some of the biggest celebrities to see this. You know what I mean? Like
what the dude?
What's the point of showing everybody?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess that's the embarrassment part, but like, like if you're Beyonce,
oh no, Hove.
It's either one of two things. They were invited because that was normal.
Yeah.
Or they were like completely like dumbfounded, blindsided by it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's wild to invite somebody just like, hey, do you want to come to this party? And then show them that.
Yeah.
Or
either way.
Or they it was normalized for them and complicit. And either way, it's like,
yeah, it's super weird, man. It's like all this. It's a lot of weird stuff around that dude.
The suit alleges that Combs later specifically ordered that Manzaro be degraded in front of others at the party before the plaintiff was stripped and then dressed in a thong and a black leather mask with a rubber dam forcibly inserted and zipped closed over his head. A locking sex device was affixed to the mask, which protruded from his mouth. Plaintiff was then subjected to degrading and non-consensual acts. Said he later came across Jacob.
Said he later came.
A well-known jeweler, and expressed confusion before Amelia Stefan allegedly instructed the men escorting him there to move him away. Suit further claims that Gloria again requested an ambulance, but was again silenced by Emilio. The suit described the event as a freak-off. So.
Yeah, Emilio's like, no, do you see what's happening to him? Don't call. Because he'll make me wear it. I'm next. I don't like sloppy seconds.
Could put Gloria Estefan in a fucking mask. So yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, who knows? Oh God, I hate all that stuff. Ugh. Yeah, it's like so weird. Like how many, like, I mean, listen, innocent until proven guilty, but there's a lot of smoke. There's got to be a fire somewhere, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, speaking of that, with Tucker, you said you were going to bring it up, so I just kind of looked. Is there any update? And actually, just today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just today, Roger Goodell was asked about the Tucker's case, and he said, "I haven't gotten an update. I know the review is ongoing, and we won't be giving updates. But when we have something, we'll share it with everybody. So there's no new news." But apparently, he's been accused by 16 different massage therapists.
Jeez.
Of engaging in sexual misconduct.
They don't they, like, Howard, you have all the time not all the time, they gotta train and stuff, but don't they have time to find one that wants to do stuff? Is it that hard to find? Like, isn't there an app for that?
Right.
I'm pretty sure Mike has a bit about there being an app where he can find.
Well, it's funny. Follow me on this because I'm drawing a parallel here. Apparently, what was that movie? Armageddon.
Okay.
And apparently the director or something got pissed with Ben Affleck because he was like pointing out the obvious. He's like, why is it easier to train oil drillers to be astronauts than astronauts to drill?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of ridiculous premise. Why is it easier to try to get a massage therapist to touch your dick than just get a prostitute to give you a massage?
Well, yeah, but this massage has got to be a good massage. You know?
Well, I mean, that's obviously not like their whole agenda. So, like, why not just get a prostitute to get you a massage?
Just do both, right?
Well, yeah.
Like, you just get a prostitute to...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's such a weird... Yeah, I'm not inclined to be on his side, unfortunately.
Right.
Because 16, that's a lot. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of... It's kind of like the Diddy thing. It's like, well, we have like 450 people. Apparently everybody, I don't know. It's weird.
Right.
Yeah, and it's weird with all the other people, like, involved, like Jay-Z and Beyonce and stuff. It's like, dude, what the... I mean, like, what... God, why'd you keep fucking with that dude? Like, that... Yeah. I mean, maybe that's not true. Maybe that's a complete fallacy or whatever, but... I mean, Jay-Z already won that. There's
definitely a phallus involved.
Nice. I can't believe I don't even say the word fallacy usually. It's such a weird word to even say. That must have been in my head. It was somewhere in the back of my brain.
In other news, Diddy has changed his name to Fallacy.
Puff Fallacy.
Nice.
Stupid. No, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that Diddy stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
It's wild what people will, like, I guess if it's not directly affecting them, like, but I mean.
Yeah, and it's hard to, like, I guess, I don't know. And I guess in that situation, it's like they might all be like, is he I guess he, like, is into this? I don't know. It's like it's so weird. It's so foreign to, like, my understanding of being in that situation that I can't even... Like, I don't know. I'm pretty good at minding my own business. So I might be, dude, I might have been one of them. Like, I might have been one of them. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really go to Diddy's parties anymore. Like, every time I go, there's some dude in a dick on his head, like, walking around. I'm not really into that.
Right.
I might not even, I could easily see myself being in that situation.
Right. And it seemed.
With the dick on my head, not the.
It's weird also, Gloria, like, seemingly, like, okay, there was a tunnel between their houses, but then, like, she's trying to call an ambulance. Like, you would think if she knew about the tunnel, she'd be complicit and, like, wouldn't be trying to, like, blow up their spot.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's their relationship like that he has underground tunnels to traffic people, and she's just like... We're just at a party, and this guy seems maybe he had a little too much. Maybe we should call an ambulance. Like,
yeah,
the disparity there is wild.
It is interesting. Maybe it might have been Emilio's house, so maybe she's
right.
You know what I mean? Might have been. I don't know why you're blaming the woman.
I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying it's wild.
It's super weird.
She didn't like. Someone who's complicit wouldn't be calling an ambulance.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like conflicting. It's like, all right, so you're concerned, but then. And then that's from their story. So if their story's true, then you're right. She was trying to help him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's all so weird. It's like the more you hear about it, the weirder it gets.
For sure.
Yeah, usually it's pretty straightforward.
Well, it's just because things are coming out in little bits.
Yeah,
you don't
the story
know the whole...
is anything but straight.
Sure. Excuse me. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, we're looking for a tunnel out of this conversation.
Yeah. So comedy.
Speaking of,
So you just did a show last night.
Yes.
Right up the street, and there was another show at Burning Bridge. And it was you hosted.
Yes. Yeah.
And Ali
Asif, Tyler Weger, and Kyle Shahan, and then Brandon did a spot.
Right. Cool show, good turnout. I mean, it's becoming a cool little venue, and it's I thought about it last night, and we were all talking about this. Like, it was a good show, it was a good spot. It helps that it's a bar show, but they have a stage.
Yeah,
and people naturally
look to,
like bar shows where you're just kind of like in the corner,
and and
like you're real easy to ignore.
Yes, and they have a good sound system that's very it's a good setup. It's not just like a what's it called? PA. Right. It's a PC. It's a PC mic. It's a politically correct speaker.
Right.
It's like a PA. It's not just a PA system, and you're also like on a stage. You're not
on the floor, like just off in a corner. Like so there's like a focal point, and it kind of forces people to pay attention. So it was cool. It was a good show. It was a good show to watch. We talk about different thoughts that we have like during our learning how to do this, and like I'm still kind of like new in comedy terms. Like we're not newbies but just a few years in. So like I didn't really know what the etiquette was, and I was like I'm like I'm selfish, and I was like this is like right up the street, and I was like I wonder if I can weasel a guest spot, but I don't know like is that douchey to be like, can I hop up? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, can I make this about me? Basically, like that's basically what you're doing. But like, maybe that's just what you have to do and put yourself out there. I mean, the worst he could have said is like, no, we already have enough people. It's going to be too much time. Or, you know what I mean? And, but I felt douchey asking. Yeah. So I'm
the same way. I don't really,
You know what I mean? It's just like when, I think we're better about it now because like people are actually asking us to do the podcast occasionally, but it still sometimes feels douchey to be like, do you want to come do my podcast?
Yeah, I mean, because you end up asking more people, and I'm going to the open mics with them. Somehow you've asked more guests to be on this podcast, and I see them, and I also just don't think about it. I kind of forget, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't. You're right. Not so much anymore. But at first, it was like we're pretty much just waiting for people to ask us or to like talk about it and be like, hey, you want to do it?
Right. To me, it still blows my mind that anybody listens or, you know what I mean? Especially when it's like a new person. They're like, yeah, listen. I was like, oh, people actually listen to this.
Yeah.
But usually I'm motivated to ask somebody when I feel like I've become insufferable on here. I'll be like, I've spent like the last like 3 episodes bitching about like sandwiches and going down like assassination fucking deep dives. Like, I was like, maybe we should bring somebody else in so nobody has to listen to me the whole time.
Yeah, we should be a little bit more. Yeah, and then we'll do like 3 in a row. Yeah, we gotta space it out more because then we end up not talking about anything. Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, we can do better with that, the scheduling. And I'm also to blame. I will definitely take some blame for that.
That's all good.
Yeah, just like totally. I forget about asking anybody. Yeah, but no, it was a fun show. It was very fun. This fucking guy before the show, the same guy, if you remember the last show, the guy kept talking about lube or whatever. I think it's the same guy. I'm pretty sure. I kind of forget. I think I said something to Brandon and he was like, yeah, that's that guy. But it's like so it's not like a comedy club, so it's a bar show. So you're like, we're doing a comedy show at a bar that people go to. So it's sort of like, that's always like the gray area of like, at a comedy club, you can say, hey, shut the fuck up. Don't talk during the show. But at a bar show, it's like, well, this is a bar, this is a business, and people might have gone, people go to this bar to go drink at a bar, not to watch comedy.
And it's also they've been doing 6 to 8.
Yes.
And people are there like to eat dinner and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So like, I don't know. I mean, it's not my fucking show. So like, but I wonder if like 7 to 9 would work. Cause like you might be just past the dinner rush where people are then just sitting and paying attention.
Yeah.
Rather than like shoveling food in their face. You know what I mean? But that could also just be speculation. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I think part of the reason is cause it winds down early cause it's a Tuesday.
Right. That makes sense. You want
so like they don't want to, I guess maybe they don't want to push it later. I don't know. That's their prerogative either way. I mean, it works out one way or the other. But
both shows have been great. So
and but yeah, that's like the thing with like, or if if you're doing comedy in like a coffee shop or a pizza shop, it's like you can only really tell people, so you can only really command them so much when this is their spot.
Yeah, if they're regulars, you're intruding on their space.
And just like just because the management or the owners like comedy and want to do comedy doesn't mean their patrons care. Right. So it's like you kind of don't get to just be like in a comedy club, if somebody's literally having a conversation at the bar, you can say, "Hey, shut up, stop talking." But like you can't do that anywhere else.
But it was hilarious because I got there like at 6 and you were like, this fucking guy's already. I was like, 6 o'clock on a Tuesday? Jesus. You would expect that towards the end of the show. Like the drunken belligerent's not not pre-show.
Yeah. But he wasn't, it was fine. He was like nice or whatever, but I saw him in the bathroom and he was talking to me. And at first I didn't realize, so like I did mic check before that and I was like talking about, I was just talking into the microphone so he could set the sound levels and whatever. And I was just saying stuff like they have like a sign at the bar. It's just like Village of Blue Ball from like Blue Ball, Pennsylvania, over by Lancaster. And I was just like, what's the deal with blue balls? Like just saying
and
dumb.
Gap.
Yeah, it's fun. That would have been funny to bring up. And like I was just saying things or whatever. And I was in the bathroom and that guy was talking to me and he's like, yeah, you need to like, emphasize, stuff you're saying. Giving me advice, giving me like comedy advice. And I'm like,
so one day you could reach his level of where he's at.
Yeah. Yelling at the lube at the show.
Yeah. And not doing comedy on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Giving advice to the comic on a Tuesday.
Yeah. And I was like, was he, I'm like, this guy's talking about I'm like, yeah, I was just checking the microphone. And he's like, yeah, just whatever. I can't even remember what he was saying because I was like one of those where I was like half listening, half like I hate this conversation.
Speaking of, can I interrupt real quick? Can we stop the fucking conversations in the bathroom?
I know, right? Unless you know the person.
We're straight. Well, yeah. That's one thing. But to talk to a complete stranger, like we're both just standing here holding our dicks. Like what? We don't need to become friends. Like this isn't like a social place. Like. Let's just stop with the conversations in the bathroom. It's unnecessary.
Yeah, it's weird.
Completely unnecessary. On the other hand, I did have a friend in high school who would make it a point like, so say that you go into a bathroom and there's like 5 or 6 urinals and and somebody's at one. Unspoken guy code, you give like a buffer. You don't go right next. Yeah. He would specifically go to the one right next to the person just to like make them uncomfortable.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It is funny.
But he would strike up a conversation to make friends.
Yeah.
Like,
but it is crazy. It's like, dude, you fucking know. There's one in between. Right. You always do one in between unless it's full, and then you just deal with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was hilarious. You're just like, nope, I'm going right next to you. Like, but that's like almost performance art at that point. It's not like you're not you're not trying to make friends.
Yeah.
So anyway, continue.
No,
I just wanted to get a
he was
PSA.
like he was peeing and turning around and looking at me. So he was like, and I'm like, this is so crazy that he's telling me how to do comedy right now. Right. And then he was like nice. He was like, yeah, you're funny. And
that's the worst when it's like well intentioned.
Yeah. But it's like what you don't even know what you're talking about. Right. Like, and. I think what happened was he had been there for the last one, and that's when I kind of was like, oh, he's not necessarily talking about me checking the microphone. Mm-hmm. He's also so whatever. And then we go out of the bathroom. I was hoping it would be like done, and I was over by you and probably like Ali or whatever. I think that's when I was like just like looking at you over his shoulder, just like, I can't believe this is, and I'm like kind of like ready to, like it's getting close to showtime or whatever, and I'm like, I would like to like drink some more water and like get ready for the show or whatever instead of talking to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, what the hell? I mean, yeah, he was just talking to me. He's just giving me advice. He's like, yeah, you gotta like, you know, in a room like this, it's like loud or whatever. You gotta like get their attention or what. I'm like, this is the craziest thing. He's like, yeah, you gotta be mean to him or whatever. I'm like, this is fucking insane. This is insane what I'm dealing with right now.
At least he didn't yell lube through your whole set?
He did yell during my set.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did try to talk to you.
He came up to the stage and shook my hand. While I was talking about my cougar girlfriend. I don't even know if that's what I was talking about at the time, but I'll have to check the tape. I'll have to watch my set, but...
Yeah, you didn't do lube jokes, I guess, yeah.
No, I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It's a short joke. Wait, did I?
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did, yeah.
All right.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I did miss that joke, but I think
very
I
possible
did.
I missed it. So.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah. But
just start calling this guy Jerry Luby. Shout out, Larry.
Nice. That's really funny that only people in this area will get Jerry Luby. That's funny. But other than that, it was good. Well, and then like after, I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh, I am fucking going hard as soon as I get on that fucking stage. I'm gonna kill whether it's the last thing I fucking do in the show. Just to shut him the fuck up. Like, he's talking about, yeah, you just gotta, like, present well. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna present real well. I'm gonna scream your ears off as soon as I get on there. There's no way I'm not commanding this fucking show from the beginning because of this. I'm making sure this guy does not fucking think that he helped me with this. He probably does. He probably does think he helped him. He's like, yeah, I told him to do that. Like,
I helped, yeah.
Fucking, yeah. But yeah, it was a really funny show. It was a real fun show. Everybody had a great time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was funny. A few of my girls' friends came out, and my brother and dad, and then a couple of my friends, a few of my friends. But it was just funny. That was the first time I did the cougar jokes in front of my girls' friends.
They enjoyed them.
They did enjoy them. I was happy about that. Because I was like, I mean, they're going to get them one way or the other, but they could be. They have a good sense of humor, so it worked out well.
Right.
But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, the first time doing all like the stuff about Kate in front of her parents, that was interesting.
Yeah.
But they're fun about it. You know?
Yeah, it's always, well, I did skip one joke about my dad because my dad was there.
Right.
And yeah, I skipped a couple, but the one was about him being a gambling addict or whatever. I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and skip this one. I haven't seen him in a few weeks, and it's about not visiting him. So I should probably not say, not that it's a joke, but I don't need him to think it's not a joke. You know what I mean? So,
right. Take it too personally.
Yeah. I don't need anybody taking it personally.
But I saw him laughing his ass off. He was enjoying stuff like about Dick and Cheats and your mom and stuff like that. Like he was digging it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, and I always wonder how much, because he's older, so I don't know. Like sometimes I think shit goes over their head, so it's like, you know what I mean. But yeah, it was a really fun show. I ended up cutting a few jokes just for like time because that guy was fucking talking to me. Right. Oh yeah, the mic stand was broken. I could not stop fucking around with it. Yeah. I just like, because a lot of times I'll lean on the mic stand or whatever, and it was like a lot of places that don't do comedy specifically, they have like a music mic stand because it's a bar or it's like a stage for music. So they had like the mic stand has this weird like bendy straw neck.
It's a boom. Boom arm. Yeah,
gotcha. Okay, yeah, and it like and it like constantly like moves. It's like flexes, and then also it wouldn't tighten, so it kept. It was like a cane at that point.
You should be able to tighten. So maybe that's stripped. Sometimes
something like that.
On cheaper stands,
it would tighten and then lose. It would like loosen. So I think it was. I think you're. A
lot of stands, cheaper stands will have like plastic parts.
Yes,
and they'll just like wear down and strip, or even the metal will strip on cheaper stands, and that inevitably happens with them.
Yeah, and this one's not too bad. It does have. I hate the freaking tripod base.
Yeah.
I'm like, do they make
for stand up? It should be a round base.
Do they make collapsible microphone stands? I'm about to buy one and take it with me to every show I go to and be like, hey, you want to switch out that mic stand? I have one.
Yeah. Just get just a straight sound with the bass, and it
goes pretty short.
Yeah.
The regular ones. Yeah. I'm considering it. Yeah. I guess I have yours. I could just take that along.
Yeah.
I do have yours.
Yeah, just use that one.
Ollie already broke your cord, so I already remember he chewed up my cord. Your
Ollie,
cord.
your dog, not Ollie the. Ali,
Ollie. Ollie was chewing on the cord in my basement. Yeah, he couldn't help himself. He got excited, chewed up my cord. Just on the floor too. I'm like, I legitimately want to start just like taking mic stands places, and corded microphones. The microphone was fine the whole show, which is good, but like they like to die and stuff.
Yeah, you always have to worry, like, is the battery going to die? Like, luckily some of them will have like a light. Yeah, you can see if the battery's getting low, and you can swap it out like in between sets or something like that. But that's always a possibility of interference. Sure. Signal interference or the battery.
And it's
but then wired mics can take a shit too. So
that's true.
Like the cable.
That happens to me all the time. Not all the time, but it's happened to me a few times.
I mean, SM58s, which are like generally the mic you're going to be using at mic, like they're pretty indestructible. You could drive a truck over it and probably be fine. But yeah, typically it's like a cable. Go out, but you either just deal with it and then everyone's hearing like or it's cutting out, or you have to like derail the show and swap out the kid.
Which I've had to do. Right. I think you were there.
Yep.
Or and then like that's always annoying with the like mics. Oh yeah, I didn't. Speaking of, what's it called? The Zone got a wired mic now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, which is sick because those would like cut out.
Right.
And that's always sucks because it's like there's like headliners, like I'm hosting in the weekend, and like the mic's cutting out on like the headliner. It's just like not a great look.
Right.
And then but they also got a clock in the back too.
Oh, nice.
Like a digital clock up on the wall, so you can see
cool.
time. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. And I guess so I was like, hey, what would it take to get a wired microphone? And like, I guess Louis C.K. coming to the Comedy Zone. Maybe
shit, that's right.
Yeah, that was this
forgot
weekend.
About that. Yeah, how was that?
Very good. So like, just randomly, what day was that? It must have been like Tuesday or Wednesday. No, I have no idea what day it was. I know you were taking a nap. I do know that.
Yeah, I saw earlier in the day, Comedy Zone.
Yeah, they had
posted,
like a special guest that they're going to announce.
You're making an announcement for the fucking special announcement. Just make the fucking announcement.
Yeah.
Because if I had known, I would have immediately bought tickets. But
maybe they want to crash the website.
Right. Well. I don't know. That would allow people to trickle in because not everyone's going to see it. If you warn people at 4 p.m., then everyone at 4 p.m. is going to flood the site.
Yeah.
So it's a like special announcement coming today.
Yeah, like
at 4:30.
And I remember seeing it earlier in the day, and I was like, who gives a fuck? Turns out I gave a fuck.
Right. You never know who it's going to be, and surprise special guest. And so at 4, I went down with the kid and took a nap. Mm-hmm. And woke up, and it was like, it was Louis C.K., and it's sold out. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, at 5:30, it was like we ate dinner. Oh, that's right. It was Sunday, right? Or was it? No, it was last Tuesday, because on Sunday I bought a trailer, like a trailer to pull behind my Tahoe, like a utility trailer. Because we needed a new mower, and we had to pick up them. And it's nice to have a trailer to just go pick up a couch or whatever.
Sure.
And so we had to go, and then we were going to look at a mower in Hanover at like after dinner. So we were like eating dinner, and then I don't even know what made me look at my phone. So I got lucky because I just looked at it must have been Instagram, right? Or Facebook. Oh, it's probably Facebook, to look at Facebook Marketplace to fucking see.
Right.
And I saw that it was Louis, and I'm like, motherfucker. Like, it was 5:30, so I go on Eventbrite, and they're still for sale. I think it said 84 tickets left. So I bought tickets, texted you, and then was like, all right, I was like, I'll call Drew. That's all I got time for. I text Damien. I'm calling Drew. That's all I got time for. We're late to go get the mower.
Right.
And I called him, and he's like, I'm like, hey man, fucking Louis is going to the Comedy Zone this Sunday. And he's like, fuck, did you get tickets? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, could you buy? I'm like, I'm at work. Like, I can't do anything right now. Can you get them or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'll grab you tickets. I should have got you tickets too, but I just didn't know. Right, and I also thought that I didn't think about the fact that you'd be asleep or whatever. Well,
right. I mean, I'd appreciate a phone call. Well, over Brooks. Yeah. Well, to be fair, he doesn't answer text anyway, so
that's true. Yeah.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I wouldn't.
Next time I will call you.
I wouldn't have gotten it anyway because I turned my ringer off. So I wouldn't have woken up anyway. So I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. Well, and I felt the reason I texted you is because you do answer texts, and the reason I called him is because he doesn't answer texts. So I was like,
right.
I know that I have this information. I should probably call him because then I could just be like, blah, 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 and then leave. And then I'm like, so fucking all right. So I got the tickets, and he was like, well, first off, he only answered because he's like, well, Sean never calls me, so he must be dying. He's like, this must be an emergency. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, yeah, I was bathing a child because he works with autistic kids, and he's like, yeah, I was bathing a child, and I'm like, I can't.
So I had to close the camera and answer your call.
I had to close the camera
and answer your call.
That's really funny. But yeah, so yeah, that was.
Love you, Brooks.
So but yeah, you said something to your wife about it, and she's like, oh, I would have went.
She had had plans for like a month or two to go to this like cousin dinner thing. Like they all get together every so often, just get together, and she had already plans, and I was like, well, I couldn't have really gone anyway because I'm here with the kid.
Yeah.
And then she was like, well, I would go see. I was like, what? I was like, comedy.
It's your comedy.
Well, but yeah, it's I was bummed, but I mean, it is what it is. It's like, it would have been cool if he did 2 shows.
Yeah.
Because then I might have had a chance
to get the other.
I mean, both would have sold out.
They would have, but you might have had a little bit more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, we'll get it. Next time I'll call you.
Right. If it's something like that, just buy 2 extra tickets because you could probably easily get rid of them.
That's true. And I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Yeah, I should have. In hindsight, hindsight's 2020. I should have just got tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
I just it was funny, but like I said, I'd call or text. I turned my ringer off, so I wouldn't have gotten it anyway. So there was no chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time,
good show at least.
Yeah, it was a very good show. It was really cool.
Did any of the guys like get to host?
Yeah, Mike hosted.
Nice.
Yeah, Mike hosted, and then Shane Torres was his feature.
Alrighty.
I think he's a New York guy. He tells like a lot of stories. Stuff. He's very funny. Mm-hmm. Mike killed that. Shane killed, and Louis killed, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I was curious to see what level of the material would be at, because I know he just recently started doing stand up again. I mean, I think he took like a year or 2 off.
Right.
And I remember hearing Mark Norman talk about how he's like, he came back and was like bombing pretty hard, and he's like, yeah, it was rough to watch.
I was just listening to Tuesdays with Stories today, and they were talking about that very thing. They were like, Louis will like just bomb like for a few months and just kind of go up and just kind of fuck around, and then all of a sudden, like boom, overnight he'll just like
he'll get it. Yeah. It's like that sometimes. Like you joke, it's just not working, and then it's like, oh, okay, and it just comes together. Sometimes you don't change it, and it happens. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I guess I just don't know fucking shit about anything. Now it's the joke's working. If worded the same, I just thought I'd try it again, and it worked this time.
Right.
But it was a little like not rough. It was a little like rough and like rough draft.
Sure.
But
it wasn't a polished hour that he's been doing for a year.
But it wasn't. But it wasn't spitballing either. Right. It wasn't
open mic for Louis.
No, yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, so he must have got that out of the way.
Right.
Because and I remember being curious, because I remember seeing he was going on tour, and I'm like, I just don't feel like dealing with like a theater. I just didn't want to. One, I didn't want to pay for it. I'm trying to like save money. Not that it would have been that expensive, because comedy's not that bad unless you're like fucking Kevin Hart.
Right.
Or like Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle. Usually they charge like God knows like so much money.
Yeah, Bill Burr tickets were pretty goddamn expensive.
Yeah, they were. I mean, and even those, even comedian tickets are cheaper than like Metallica tickets.
Right.
But
which is wild, because I used to see Metallica for like $40.
Whoa, that's so crazy.
Back in my day,
$400. yeah, and that's like conservative. That's like shitty seats.
How much were these?
$30.
Oh, she's fucking serious.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right.
They were the $30, and but yeah, it was like, yeah, it was definitely like rougher, like rough draft, more so like first draft, I should say, like jokes and stuff. But like some of them were definitely polished, some were less than. But I mean, he basically killed the whole time. I mean, it was still
sure.
And it was just I'm really interested to see the hour like finished now. You know what I mean? It'll be cool, even though it's going to be far enough away that I probably won't remember all of it. But yeah, it was definitely cool. There's a lot of comics there.
I believe so.
Yeah. Sorry to even rub that in more.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good.
But no, it was sick. Yeah, it was pretty sick. Yeah, it was adorable. Lori was like, well, maybe like the day before, maybe the day of, she said something about like, oh, that'd be cool if like you guys could all like, all the comics could like, I don't know, get like a picture with him or something after show. I'm like, that motherfucker is going to be gone after the show. Right. He is not going to be anywhere near. He has been way too famous for way too long to be doing. There's not going to be, he's not going to stand outside and shake hands. It's just not going to, there's no way. It would be cool, but there's no fucking way.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. He might have gotten a picture with Karen and Casey and Sarah and
no, not anymore. not anymore. There's some women had to ruin that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah,
he's over there in the La Quinta.
I know. I love that. I say that every time. Literally 50% of the times I go to the Zone, I say in a La Quinta in Reading, Pennsylvania. It's so it makes me laugh. But yeah, no, that was a sick show. It was really cool to see. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely awesome. But yeah, he got the fuck out of there immediately. And yeah, it was just cool to see like unpolished. Mm-hmm. That's like the best. It's at this point, it's like I way prefer to see comics in like the early stages of the act, and then like eventually, you know what I mean? I don't know.
So what do they do with like that level of act, because there's no green room behind the stage?
They probably have him in a hotel room as a green room.
And then just when it's showtime, he just walks directly from, because you have to come from the back of the room up to the, which is weird to see like
Louis,
Louis walking from the back of the room to the front. But I mean, I guess it's just like the layout of the room. I was just curious what they do with them, because usually the green room's behind the stage and you walk out.
I mean, I think they usually give them a room anyway, so they pretty much probably just use a hotel room as a green room. Right. And because it's like safe back there, and it's like separate from the from like the bar and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is curious. Like, I wonder if he saw any of Mike's set or whatever.
That's what I was curious about.
Now normal headliners, they're around, but with somebody like that, it's like, he can't just be out at the bar.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is really not, like, sucks. That's like a shitty, just to be like that wildly. I mean, you can't, like, Chris Rock cannot just be standing in public. Like, that's not going to work.
Just ordering some wings at the bar.
Yeah. You would say wings, you piece of shit. Or you would pick wings.
That's what I get from there.
Yeah. Is this your Chappelle joke? Look at him. He loves it. But yeah, no, it's it was a fun time. Yeah, it was fun to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. It's like I said, I'm excited to see like the polished hours, to see what changed and see how much I can remember it. Mm-hmm. It'd be cooler to see it immediately, but obviously that's not possible. But yeah. So that was my weekend. I don't think I have anything else to add for either of the shows.
I've done nothing. I have to stop being lazy. and get like some clips together to send out to bookers and just like branch out and actually like get out to mics. I had to pull some strings with scheduling, but I'm sick of not doing it.
Yeah.
And I've taken breaks before and come back and been fine, but like I feel rusty. You know what I mean? I need to do it more. I want to do it more, and I just like it is what it is right now. I'm enjoying dad life.
Yeah, for sure.
It is like a ton of fun, like watching her grow up. She's getting like such a little personality.
She's walking around now.
She's walking and getting into everything, of course, talking a little bit more. She's a little bit more with it in asking for things and just more of a little person. And like, I know we joke, like I do take naps anyway, but like in those moments where we can just like lay down and like, like just cuddle and just nothing else matters in that moment. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to think about work. I think about it like, and it's just like those moments are finite.
Yeah.
Because
you
know what I mean? Like eventually she's just going to outgrow that. So I'm just trying to like enjoy it now. So I'm not trying to like ignore that. Like I am trying to like focus on home, but I have a hard time. Everyone's sick of me hearing you say it, but I just have a hard time balancing it. But I have to do some more. Like I need to do more work.
Yeah. And it makes sense. You definitely want to soak up those moments. Like I think the same thing whenever I, every night I cuddle with Ollie and I think about how I'm kidding. Lori, I cuddle with Lori.
But yeah. And I'm not like blaming that. I'm just saying like that's what I've had to do, and our schedules just haven't allowed. But I have to pull some strings and just like I got to do what I got to do to do more.
Yeah.
And one of those things that I have slacked on doing is like putting together just like a 5-minute thing that I could send and be like to get booked. So I'm not only relying on Earl, David Reed
to call
or Brandon Costa. So yeah, I'm just trying to do more so I don't lose it. I have this fear that I'm gonna like lose it. Like I'm writing stuff and then it's so long before I get to try it out. I hate it by the time I can even like if you like come up with something that day, I'm like, oh, I can try this tonight. You have a little bit more excitement, but if you have time to overthink it, you might talk yourself out of a good bit.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's like, it might have been fine, but you just are sick of it by the time you...
Yeah, you talk yourself out of it instead of letting the silence at an open mic talk you out of it.
Right. It's... The more time there is, the easier it is to second guess everything.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, right. That's the worst.
Just like some of those shows that like you didn't know you were going to be on till that day go better because you don't have time to overthink your set.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just like, I'm throwing a set together. This is what I'm doing. Cool.
Yeah.
You don't have time to overanalyze it and second guess and then fuck it up by doing too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it show's a month away, you might play with the set in your head. Like, okay, I could do this. And then by the time you get there, your brain is mush.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, that's my goal, is to actually do comedy.
Yeah.
So
nice. It's a good goal to have.
Yeah. So, oh shit, I didn't realize. So I wanted to bring up reluctantly, because like I said, I think I've become insufferable, but I'm not going to dive into it. But I think we should acknowledge like coming up on April 4th, which is the anniversary of the assassination of MLK.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize that.
Yep. So, yeah, I started a new audiobook about that. I listened to a really good podcast called the MLK Tapes. They actually had really good interviews, and like that was one like I knew way less about the facts.
Yes.
Surrounding
I know
the
nothing
case.
about the facts.
Whereas
I don't even need the facts, and I believe that he was assassinated.
well, that.
I mean,
but like with JFK, everybody knows the terms grassy knoll, book depository. Like everyone knows those phrases at least. But there's a lot less information. There's information out there, but it's not as. It doesn't get as much.
I guess because it's I guess the president thing. It's like 100% of people were talking about the president getting shot.
Right, and but this was wild because it was so much more blatant and out in the open as far as the feud. Well, I wouldn't even call it a feud, but the tension between the FBI. And MLK, like. Their dislike of him was so much more like just out in the open.
Yeah. Well, it was out in the open. I guess the JFK thing, it wasn't at all.
Yeah, like that was a little more secretive. The government machine that he was fighting against. Yeah, that wasn't out in the open. That was actively working agast his orders.
Well, I guess it is more difficult to kill an inactive president than it is.
But I don't know, man. Like this book, it opened my eyes like to a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and it's just wild. And I don't, white people have done some pretty bad stuff to black people. I don't. It's I don't know if you know this.
Have we?
Yeah, it's wild, and it like listening to it kind of makes you like angry. Like
you know what I mean? Terrible. And anybody with a good message just dies. They all die.
I still don't remember if it's Bill Hicks or George Carlin, but it was like, you ever notice the people who kill or the people who say we should all try to live peacefully?
Yeah.
Like, how do you argue against that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so obvious when you oppose that. Like, oh, we should all just be, you know what I mean? I don't know. And I'm not going to dive deep into it. I just wanted to acknowledge it because that is this week. The 4th, and it's going to be in the news, like the history. And I think one.
Yeah, and they'll probably release some files that won't give us any new information.
right. And I, in bringing it up, I did just want to mention, like, reading this book, like, this is the history that you don't learn. Like, these books are what you don't learn in school.
Yeah, they didn't teach that.
I did bring this up before. My perception from public schools and the history and what they teach you in school about black history was like, there was this finite period of time where there was racism, and then Martin Luther King came and it was solved.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did the right thing by like kind of honoring him in history, but all of the stuff that he was actually fighting against is just kind of like swept under the rug. There was racism, and now it's solved, and now America's this great melting pot, and like,
and they barely talk about Jim Crow. They barely talk about
right. All the things that
they talk about. It's like the highlights. They'll hit up the highlights, and then be like, "Yeah, these fucked up things happened," and then it just goes.
Right. Like people just murdering children, just for being black. Like it's and not that like. The
Tuskegee experiments, never learned about those in school. I don't think that was in school at all.
Right. You don't know when you're growing up to question it because you're in school. You're learning. This is what happened.
And if you even care, because I didn't give a shit about school, so it's I wasn't looking for more information.
Those nice Indians gave us all this land, and and that was cool. And then and then like.
Yeah, that one's probably one that they might have fixed a little bit by the time I got there, because I pretty much always remember that being like, they were pretty like, oh yeah, we took all of it. Now maybe not like when you were in like first grade or second grade, third grade or whatever, but by high school you knew what went down.
Right. But how much of that was high school and how much of that was like Dances with Wolves? Like,
I never watched that. I didn't see that movie.
This is a problem. All I know is movie references. That's all I know.
If I can quit my job and just watch movies, I would
How many of the Fast and Furious movies have you seen?
Not that many.
More than one?
The first few were good.
There's only one Dances with Wolves. It's a long movie, mind you.
Yeah. That's the problem. Does it have Vin Diesel in it? Then I'm not interested.
Fucking Idaho Drift or something. Fucking like try to skid out with horses.
Good. It's probably a good skid out with horses. Draft. It's an Idaho draft horse.
Yeah, I just it's just wild, like learning actual history versus what is taught. And I don't even know what the fuck they're doing now. I'm kind of scared to see like when my kid goes to school.
Yeah,
like I want to look at that shit. Like, what are they actually?
Yeah.
Showing versus what has actually happened. I don't know.
Yeah, the internet will teach your kids. It's fun.
Yeah, does feel wild bringing a kid into the world like just before it ends.
Yeah,
like kind of feel guilty about that.
Starting comedy late, having a kid late.
Right. The decline of all of Western civilization. Like I don't know. Anyway, we always end with a nice message of hope,
uplifting.
Indeed. Go try a banh mi sandwich. It'll brighten your day.
Hell yeah.
I got nothing else. Do you have anything?
No, I don't think so.
See you next Thursday. Oh, wait. I actually did want to shout out Andrew Glessner, like, got invited to this page, the Brouhaha. Did you see that?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so apparently he's gonna be doing shows at breweries and just like hopefully more shows like Burning Bridge, like just good bar shows, good crowds, and good venues. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was any information out there about that yet.
Not yet. I just wanted to give a shout out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then check out Zach Jack's podcast.
Oh, yes.
What's it called? Raised on TV.
Yes, it's out now.
Raised on television.
Yeah, raised by television.
Now it's out. So
it's out. The first episode I listened to it. It was good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear more. I'm excited to do one.
Hell yeah.
But it's fun. It's informative in a fun way. It's not like dry where it's just like information. Like
when it's Zach Jack, it's anything but dry.
Right.
It's very wet.
But he actually like deep dives and does the work.
Yeah.
So he like knows the subject in and out, and like which just adds to the information and the ability to like to riff on it and joke about it. So
hell yeah.
Definitely listen to that. The first one was with Tyler Weggert, and they deep dove on a cult, the cult that Tulsi Gabbard's a part of. And I had no idea about any of it.
Didn't hear a single thing about
So
that.
speaking about like history, that like
this is where like politics just gets like hopeless, because it's like, I don't know, I've heard like some stuff that she says about, and I'm like, this sounds like good. She was like ran as a Democrat. I was like, this sounds like she has like good, I don't know, good takes on a lot of like different things, and then fucking you find out she's in a fucking cult. It's like, I give up, dude. Anybody that even sounds like, it's like
this cult takes like homophobia to like a new level.
Like, how many Diddy parties was Bernie Sanders at? I just tell me now so I can get it. I can just not be.
You use some of that lube to slick down the hair.
You can put it on his face to warm up while he's out in the cold. It's an old ass meme.
So I guess what I'm saying is that Zach Jack should be the head of the Department of Education, is what I'm saying.
I think he should be Department of Education and I almost said DEI, CIA, raw 3 letters.
But yeah, definitely listen to that. And
hell yeah. And this weekend I'm in Petersburg, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
It's near Altoona. It's about halfway between Altoona and Penn State, or State College. Penn State. Penn State works.
Right.
So Ridge hit me up. He said there's like 100 tickets sold already. So I'm like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. The guy puts on awesome shows. So hell yeah.
Maybe
Excited
send
about
him
that.
a tape.
Yeah. I'll put in a good word for you.
I quit. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You want to drive 2.5 hours to fucking...
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, see you next Thursday.
else.
See you next Thursday.
Take it easy.